Little update on the R32. We got the transmission that was originally in the car. Customer dropped it off for us, and we learned two things. One, there is a difference in clutch style, and apparently there is not a specific year or production date where it's kind of been flip-flopped back and forth. But essentially, both of these transmissions look identical, minus one thing. If you come over here, one is a push-style clutch and one is a pull-style clutch. So, depending on which version you have, kind of like a Subaru, either the clutch, when you push the pedal in, pulls, or it pushes, depending on which year you have. So apparently, they kind of just intermix them. There's no way to really tell. The original transmission we had that came in the car was a push style. So the fork would push the throw out into the clutch, release the pressure plate that way. The transmission with the swap that was ordered for us and delivered here is a pull style. So essentially what I had to do was convert the new transmission over back to a push style conversion. So what that entailed, originally the slave that came on this car was mounted here. There's two threaded parts here, and it would push on the fork this way. We needed to convert it to use the customer's triple disc. So there are two bosses on the transmission here that all I had to do was center punch, tap, and drill. So now we just basically flipped the clutch slave around, and now it's a push style. So when you push the clutch in, it pushes on this rod here, which then actuates the clutch fork and the release bearing inside the case. So that is for pull style, and that is push. On the other transmission, I had to drill and tap these two holes here and basically put it that way. The only other difference really is on the front cover. This front, I forget what they call this, the front snout, the front plate cover on the push style is different than the pull style. So the pull style has a pivot point here. So it's just a metal rod that goes through it and allows it to pivot, kind of like a 6-speed STI. And then the push style, instead of having this here, the whole front cover you can pop off and replace, is a pivot ball where you just push it on instead of having a rod go through it. The front cover is swapped over. There's no drama. We had to re-thread lock a couple of these bolts because they go through into the case. And the moment I zapped them out, they just puke transmission fluid everywhere. So if you do this and you convert one over to the other, make sure you thread lock these 3 bolts here. It might be these 4. You'll know when you pull it apart. Anyways, make sure you thread lock those. Otherwise, you're going to put it together, fill it with fluid, and then you're going to see a lovely puddle of transmission fluid developing underneath the car. Then you're going to pull the whole transmission out and do it again.